Okay, so here's a question every single business leader has to wrestle with. When you look at technology, what do you see? Is it just another expense you have to manage? Or is it the actual engine that's going to drive your future growth? Your answer to that question, well, it could define your company's entire future. So let me ask you directly, how do you view your tech budget? Is it that thing on the spreadsheet you're always trying to trim down, unnecessary evil? Or is it maybe your most powerful asset for getting ahead? Seriously, how you answer that changes everything.
All right, so let's talk about that first viewpoint because it's super common. We call it the quarterly expense trap. It's kind of the default setting for a lot of businesses, but it's a mindset that can seriously hold you back.
You know the old way of thinking, right? You treat your tech budget just like you treat the rent or the office supplies. It's just a cost to be managed and hopefully minimized every single quarter. The whole focus is on those immediate short-term wins. A quick productivity boost here, a little cost saving there. Everything is measured in days or weeks.
Yeah, this slide really lays it all out, doesn't it? The old playbook is a short game. It's all about immediate costs and quick little wins. But the new playbook, that's a long game. The focus shifts completely to sustained growth. And you're not measuring success in weeks. You're measuring it in years. The goal isn't just a productivity bump. It's true innovation and the ability to adapt. It's a totally different ballgame.
So if we're going to adopt this new mindset, it means we have to start thinking way beyond a simple return on investment calculation. We've got to measure the true value of our technology.
Look, anybody can calculate the sticker price of a new software license. That's just math. It's easy. The hard part, and honestly where a lot of companies miss the mark, is measuring the real long-term impact that a piece of technology has on the entire organization. That's the real challenge.
I mean, really think about it for a second. How do you put a number on your team suddenly collaborating in a whole new, more effective way? Or the value of making smarter decisions faster? You can't just plug that into a spreadsheet. These big operational shifts, they're the real prize, and they are worth so much more than whatever that initial sticker price was. And this is where it gets really powerful, because a smart tech investment isn't just one thing. It's like a domino effect. It starts by empowering your people to do their best work. That, in turn, leads to a better customer experience. That generates better data, which helps you make faster, smarter decisions. And before you know it, you've reshaped how your entire operation works from the ground up. And this is so important. This new way of thinking isn't just about internal housekeeping or making things a little more efficient. This is about how you compete and how you win. This is about your competitive edge.
Okay, digital transformation. We've all heard that buzzword a million times, right? But this definition is everything. It's not just about, taking your old paper forms and making them fillable PDFs. No, it's about totally rethinking your processes from scratch. It's about asking, okay, now that we have this amazing technology, how can we do things in a fundamentally new, better way?
Let's take automation as a perfect example of how this works. First, you streamline all those boring, repetitive tasks. What happens next? You free up your team's time, which is by far their most valuable asset, and that allows them to focus on the stuff that actually moves the needle. Strategy, creativity, innovation. That is how you build an advantage that your competitors just can't copy. Let's be real. In today's market, it's pretty simple. Technology is what decides who's leading the pack and who's getting left in the dust. It's not some secondary thing anymore. It is the #1 driver of success, period.
So if tech is what defines the winners today, well, you can bet it's absolutely critical for tomorrow. This entire mindset is about fueling your company's future growth.
You see, the companies that are really crushing it, they don't just bolt on technology to try and keep up. They weave it right into the company's DNA. Every single tool they adopt is aligned with their big long-term goals. And they're using things like AI and data analytics not as shiny objects, but as the actual building blocks for their future.
And that right there, that is the ultimate shift. When technology is at your core, you're not playing defense anymore, just reacting to whatever the market throws at you. You're playing offense. You are the one driving the change.
Look, things are always going to change, right? Markets will shift, customer demands will evolve, new competitors will pop up out of nowhere. Nobody has a crystal ball. But by making that continuous investment in technology, you're building an organization that's flexible, that's agile, and that can adapt and thrive no matter what happens next. You're literally future-proofing your business.
All right, let's bring this all home.
What's the big takeaway here? It really all boils down to one final crucial question that reframes this entire debate.
If you remember one thing from all of this, let it be this. Technology is not an expense. It's not a cost center. It is a long-term growth engine. It's the fuel for your company's agility, its innovation, and ultimately, its success in the future.
And that realization completely changes the conversation, doesn't it? The debate is no longer, should we invest in technology? That ship has sailed. The real question, the one every leader needs to be obsessed with right now, is how do we invest wisely to build the future we want?